Time is the scarcest. Unless it is managed, nothing else can be managed. 80% of software fails due to wrong estimation of the project. There are certain different techniques that you use while estimating a project, but before estimating a project you should have a proper scope of that specific project, and there are multiple more techniques that you could use before landing into the estimation, that is grooming and other type of stuff, and you can discuss all of the aspects with the developer of the project itself to begin the estimation. There is an old traditional way of doing the estimation, that is like a random way, that okay, this thing works this way and that's how the estimates would work, but that's not the right way. So for the estimation there are multiple techniques that you could use to go with the estimation. Traditional gut feeling estimation is a recipe to disorder. So there are multiple techniques that product managers use, and out of them, four are major techniques that you can use to estimate your product. First one is 3-point estimation. Second is planning poker. Third is story mapping estimation, and the fourth one is Monte Carlo. In the first estimation technique, you can use 3 points on every story, that is optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely, to get the estimation done. And with that technique you'd be able to review the stories that okay, most likely it'll take 10 days, optimistically it'll take 8 days, and pessimistically it'll take, let's say, 12 days, and that way you can get the estimates story by story and get the deliverables out. Second thought is having the planning poker incorporated, and in that planning poker, of course, you usually use a tool that is known as planning poker, and you invite all of the team members and raise a story one by one and tell them, okay, this is the user story, and what are the estimates that you could provide, and it could be in a Fibonacci series, and everyone raises their cards in terms of the story point estimation for that specific user story, and on that you could decide that what story point you should go with for that specific story. Third one is story mapping, and that you can break down the stories into different parts, and you can get the estimation for that specific part, that okay, let's say it's a sign up process, and in the sign up process you need to create a email input field, a password input field, username input field, and a lot of other fields, and what are the estimates for that specific field, what are the estimates for the UI, what are the estimates for the API, and what are the estimates for the backend architecture, and what are the estimates for the binding of all these, and that's how you can provide the actual estimate of the whole story. And the last estimate is the Monte Carlo estimate. It is based on the scientist who was doing an atomic experiment, and on that of course you compare the optimistic approach and the pessimistic approach, and for that of course you need to have the estimations, the basic estimations, so that at least you should know that okay, what estimates are required, and on that analysis you can visualize the graph, and you could say that when do you expect the delivery, and it is the best case scenario and the worst case scenario. So let's say you building a basic utility app, and in that utility app you get the estimate for, let's say, completion is 12 months if you go like with the best case scenario, and then worst case scenario is 2 years for that utility app, and in between that you can give like other milestones as well, that okay, if this happens we can take 14 months, we can take 16 months, and we can take 18 months. So that's how the Monte Carlo approach works. But ultimately all of these estimation techniques are required to define how much time would it require to complete the specific project, and this is a basic need to achieve a successful project, because without an estimation you are just running a horse into the dark, and that is going nowhere but into a pit hole. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.